Gotcha. And I'm curious because all of these under the rug signings, it seems like by Tim Connolly, have a lot of these small contracts, but there is a sense of, I think, perceived depth, especially from a lot of fans, us too. Um, are there any guys you think are going to be surprise bubble guys on the roster who either aren't going to make the team or are going to be in Iowa that you would think would be locks?
Well, I mean, I think PJ Dozier is going to help the Wolves at some point. Now, he's still working his way back into game shape. He had the ACL surgery, the repair back in December. So we're only talking 10 months at this point, but he has been medically cleared. Like he's out there running 5-on-5, but he's not quite there game shape wise. So like he's not ready to help the Wolves next week. He's here on an Exhibit 10 contract. So there'll have to be some roster gymnastics at some point. But like I would be surprised if PJ Dozier doesn't eventually help the Wolves. Now, maybe it's January, February, whenever, right? But like that signing with Tim Connolly's history, like I have a hard time believing. If you go back to when Denver lost to Golden State last May in the playoffs, Nikola Jokic went on the record saying how much they missed PJ Dozier. So like, I think he helps them at some point, but not October 19th, not October 21st. Luka Garza to me is an NBA player. You know, I've always said there are more NBA players than jobs available. He's a prime example. Like Luka Garza to me is absolutely an NBA player. There's just not a job for him. Because like I think Nathan Knight secures the 15th roster spot. Austin Rivers on a non-guarantee, but he's going to make the team. Heck, Jalen Noel is on a non-guarantee, but we know he's going to make the team. I think Nate Knight eats up that 15th roster spot. I think something to keep an eye on. This is just me more opining. I don't have any inside information on this. But Eric Paschal at Media Day hinted at, like, he looked at walking away from the game. And he was talked into coming to Minnesota, you know, seeing if they can still light a fire there. I don't know if he's in great shape. Now, I don't even know if he was ever in great shape at Villanova or with Utah or the Warriors. But like, I wonder if a two-way eventually opens up, that if Paschal on his own says, I just don't know if I want to keep doing this. Maybe I'm completely wrong on that opinion. Again, let me stress, opinion. Zero inside knowledge on that. I just thought it was interesting at Media Day back in early October when he alluded to thinking about walking away this summer before the Wolves convinced him to sign. So, you know, they could always do something there, you know, creating a two-way spot if you wanted to convert Dozier or Garza to a two-way. CJ Ellaby started 28 games for Portland last year, right? And I get it, Portland was a dumpster fire, but like you still have to be able to do something to start for an NBA team. Like he's an NBA player in my mind. He's here on an Exhibit 10 contract. He's yet to play in a preseason game, right? So that tells you all you need to know, that, you know, he's not going to make the Wolves. Now it's on him if he wants to go play in Iowa. You know, they would happily take him in Iowa. And if he's playing well in Iowa, which I would think he would dominate the G League, maybe he puts himself in a position, depending on injuries. You know, they could always cut the cord on Nate Knight later, right? That full guarantee doesn't kick in until midway through the season, right? So you could cut the cord on Nate Knight in November or December if you wanted to add a 15th body. You know, so those are the types of things I would keep an eye on. But more immediately, you know, I'm not saying it's like 100% chance Nathan Knight makes the roster. I don't know at this point. But if I had to bet, I see Nathan Knight on the Wolves opening night roster October 19th.